Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the second season of the Customer Service Show. I'm Garima Neja, the product marketing lead here at SearchUnify, and your host for today's episode. I'm really thrilled to have you with us as we continue to explore the evolving landscape of customer support and the impact technologies like generative AI have had. This particular season, we are diving deep into the future of generative AI and its impact on the support industry. We'll be exploring how cutting edge AI technologies are revolutionizing the industry and addressing the unique challenges and opportunities they bring. So, without further ado, let's dive in. In episode 6, titled Gen AI for Support, Analyzing Return on Investment and Business Outcomes, we're going to unpack those hard numbers, dive into real world examples, and also explore how generative AI is driving measurable results in customer support. Whether you're just starting to implement Gen AI or you're looking to optimize your current setup, this episode, I am sure, will provide you with the insights you need to make informed decisions. But before we start, introductions are in order. Joining me today, we have two esteemed guests, Patricia Lughezzani and Divanshi Arora. Patricia is a highly accomplished visionary professional with a distinguished career in building, revitalizing, and optimizing customer support, customer success, renewal sales, technical services, and sustaining engineering organizations to facilitate growth and customer retention. Formerly the Group Vice President of Customer Experience at Marketo and the Global Head of Support Strategy and Operations at Adobe, Patricia's consulting company, PL Support Solution, focuses on customer success, premium support, and support optimization strategies. Welcome, Patricia, to the episode. We're glad to have you here.
Thank you, Garima. Happy to be here for another episode of the Customer Service Show.
And joining her charismatic energy is Divanshi Arora, who serves as the product evangelist and principal customer success manager at SearchUnify. With a deep passion for improving user experiences, she brings a strategic vision to the table, spearheading the development and implementation of innovative products. Her profound expertise in driving product innovation, combined with her unwavering dedication to excellence, makes Divanshi an indispensable member of the SearchUnify team. Welcome, Divanshi, to the episode.
Thanks, Karima. I'm very glad to be here.
Cool. So without further ado, let's take a quick look at what we'll be covering in today's episode. We'll start by discussing the AI business outcome drivers and also explore some key factors that are driving success with generative AI in customer support, to be specific. Next, we'll dive into the investment business case, examine how to build a compelling case for AI investment. From there on, we'll move on to crucial success metrics, where we'll also discuss the critical KPIs you should be tracking. And finally, we'll wrap with a deep dive into calculating your support ROI, break down how to measure the return on your GenAI investment. It's a packed agenda, I know, so let's get started. Patricia, if I may start with you. Now, as we dive into the topic of generative AI, something we've been covering in the last 5 episodes as well, but particularly when we talk about return on investment, one key area or question I think that often gets overlooked is why customers choose to bypass community self-service options. Can you shed some light for our audience on the main reasons customers still abandon self-service and how generative AI can address these challenges?
Absolutely. I would like to start our discussion on Gen AI return on investments by looking at what causes customers to bypass community self-service. This Gartner graph shows the reasons customers quit searching on the community, resulting in them using more expensive assisted channels. If you combine not confident in the information, limited functionality, couldn't find the information, 49% of customers abandon self-service for reasons that can easily be solved by effective Gen AI self-service solutions.
That's super insightful, and that piques my curiosity, Patricia. So when it comes to measuring the impact of generative AI in support self-services, I'm sure ROI is often a critical factor for businesses because ultimately it's the bottom line that matters. So can you help us walk through how companies typically calculate ROI and what key metrics they should focus on, especially with the tech stack changing every day?
Of course, there are many ways to calculate ROI for Gen AI support self-service. The most common is to calculate savings created by case deflection. In this example, I'm taking a very simple scenario, assuming 50% case deflection with 50,000 in case volume, using a cost per case of $100. As you can see, this adds up to 2.5 million in annual savings. Obviously, these numbers will vary depending on your case volume and realized deflection. In addition, effectively resolving issues on the community leads to improvements in customer satisfaction and retention. Divanshi, in your experience with SearchUnify customers, what trends are you seeing in their ability to achieve support ROI?
Right, Patricia. I kind of absolutely side with you on the different ways that our customers have been doing this. While we see a plethora of use cases that we cater to, most of the support costs are calculated in your savings by the metric of case deflection. Just like you said with this example, where the customer is able to deflect 50% of the cases with the initial volume of 50K and the average cost per case. You can calculate this very simply, like $2.5 million here by the power of simple math. And, if you look at this holistically and beyond case deflection, there are other important factors that customers can use to calculate their support ROI. Some of the use cases that we've seen with our customers are content findability metrics, which include conversions and click rates, or even moving on to the internal use cases where customers have bought search for their agents or employees, right? This includes agent productivity, lower down case resolution times, and support efficiency in general. So all of these metrics that, all of these different kinds of use cases where the customers have bought search for, they eventually lead up to customer satisfaction, and which I personally believe is the biggest or the global metric to measure then with all of these sideline metrics.
Thanks for that, Divanshi. As many companies are budget conscious, it can be difficult to get approval for investment fundings for support systems. However, there is a very clear business case for support to invest in GenAI and self-service capabilities. Most companies do understand the importance of customer community to foster online engagement and self-service resolution. Here we can see the cost benefit achieved when we invest in solutions such as cognitive search, LLMs, chatbots, knowledge content, and of course we need to include investments in systems and evolution services. This graphic shows how ROI is achieved quickly after implementation and how savings increases over time, making a great business case for achieving investment approval. To round out investment planning, I do recommend looking back at episode 3, where we discuss building a long-term roadmap for your support ecosystem. Divanshi, any thoughts on this investment business case?
Yes, absolutely. While I agree with you, Patricia, on the GenAI use cases we are seeing on the screen, it is absolutely mind-boggling to see that they're increasing daily. And we see that with the GenAI news coming in every day, right? So it has evolved to offer a wealth of opportunities for customer support teams, from enhancing community engagement to cognitive search, to powering intelligent chatbots, and even streamlining knowledge content management. So, any area of customer support that you can potentially pick involves generative AI and how these use cases are expanding every day. It is effortlessly, I believe, automating routine tasks such as answering FAQs, increasing community engagement, generating reports, and eventually, as a byproduct, freeing up agents to handle more complex issues. So, by leveraging these capabilities, I believe organizations can unlock significant cost savings through reduced case deflection, like I would say increased case deflection and reduced number of cases, increased agent efficiency, and a shift towards paid service models. That is how the future looks like. And with recent industry reports that are suggesting that generative AI can actually lead up to cost reductions of 30% in customer support operations. So, that's the kind of trend that I believe we are shifting to with these use cases.
Thank you, Patricia, Divanshi. I think all those numbers seem very, very exciting. And I know a lot of the people in the audience would want to attain those cost savings and self-service successes. But keeping a track, I think, and especially building a business case, Patricia, do you suggest towards, while the support leaders and practitioners are working towards that, are there any qualitative and quantitative metrics I think we need to follow through and keep a track of?
Yeah, it's a great question. We have plenty of metrics in support. So what I wanted to do is just take a look at, as you're achieving your ROI and your self-serve solutions and continue to scale as you evolve, looking at some metrics that can help you stay on track. If we focus on metrics that are just focused on GenAI investment impacts to success metrics, I would break this into two categories: scale, which is cost savings, and experience, which drives customer retention. And then connecting AI workflow to quantifiable metrics. For example, if your goal is to scale support operations by implementing GenAI powered search or chatbot, you can measure success through a percentage of issues that customers resolve on the community, or by tracking the trend in cases per customer per month. Obviously, driving that down also equals savings in costs. If you're trying to make a material impact on customer experience by automating case routing, it would be pretty straightforward to measure the impact on speed to first response and/or first contact resolution. And you can take a look at the rest of these metrics at your leisure. Divanshi, I'd really want to ask you if you have any examples or case studies on ROI achievement that you can share.
Absolutely, Patricia. So, on the top of my head, giving an example from one of our recent successful implementations with one of our esteemed customer, Accela, who's also won us TVs with us this year for customer support. They've actually witnessed a very dramatic increase in the quality of their support interactions. Like you see, the number there is 99.7%, right? So that's the kind of support cost savings they are seeing per user interaction. And all they did was implement a GenAI enabled assistant, that was able to answer all their L1 support queries in their support portal. While I, in principle, agree that there goes an amount of effort in fine-tuning and molding this particular assistant or any other chatbot that you buy from the market for that matter, you have to get it in the correct shape. It wants to give the most precise answer to the customers. But, imagine once that is done, your support costs and your human effort are completely sorted. Another customer of ours, Automation Anywhere, they have also recently adopted our GenAI-enabled knowledge creation with Nobler. Not only have they witnessed a whopping 118% increase in their article count, which is bound to happen once you have a knowledge creation tool in place, but they've also been successful in instilling a knowledge-first culture in their support teams. I believe that is key when you're getting a tool and that gets imbibed in your culture. So they've witnessed a positive change in their numbers because now the agents understand the importance of knowledge sharing, linking relevant articles, and even creating quality content. With the advent of Gen AI that you see around the world right now, and like I said earlier, mundane jobs have become much simpler, hence the adoption is high. You can see that the numbers speak for themselves, and we see more and more customers adopting more of these tools where they can kind of automate things for their support teams. And by things, I mean every kind of task that they're doing. And that is how they are bringing in success to the organizations. So, generative AI, if I think on a deeper level about it, it has opened exciting new possibilities for cost savings and customer support. We've seen firsthand here at SearchUnify on how organizations are leveraging AI to streamline operations and improve efficiency. So by implementing a robust knowledge base and a self-service portal, you can significantly reduce repetitive cases, such as, how-to and configuration inquiries, any kinds of service requests that are there, which will eventually then free up your support agents to focus on more complex issues. In fact, we've seen organizations achieve a 61% reduction in such cases. That's a number that even shocked us when we were able to look at the kind of impact the GenAI tools are making. And this not only improves your customer satisfaction, but will boost agent productivity by 51%, allowing them to spend more time on value tasks and grow in their careers as well. So I'll give you an example here, Patricia, on how we are calculating this particular ROI. Right. So if you look at the table right here, the basic information that you need from agent support teams is the number of support reps, of course, what is the average salary, and including every other information that you see here. Let's say, what is their training cost? How many of them are churning? So once you have information about your support agents, then you need to get basic information about case handling. Like, what is your inbound case volume? What is your average cost per case? And cost per case is one metric that I feel is highly differentiable for every organization. It varies on where you're located, how your cases are being solved, what are your SLAs, and various other parameters that every organization uses to kind of decide this cost per case. So, once you have all of these metrics with you, you just need to plug in the SearchUnify average case deflection here, see the number of cases being reduced. So I'll give you a very simple example, and this is for our audience as well to relate to the kind of maths that is involved here. So if you're getting 1,000 cases per month and it is costing you $100 per case, so that means you're spending $10,000 per month on solving each of these cases. Now, if you look at a 20% deflection, you've cut down your case volume to 800, right? So that 20% deflection means 200 cases gone, cases are 800, and by simple maths, you can see that now you're spending $8,000. So, that's the kind of simple maths that you can use with case deflection. Like you said, Patricia, is the most common metric to calculate. So this kind of an ROI calculator will help you plug in this information and calculate the savings for yourself.
Thank you, Divanshi. Thank you, Patricia. So as we wrap up today's episode, here are some quick key takeaways to keep in mind. First, we explored the importance of understanding ROI drivers and how they shape the success of generative AI in customer support and related decisions. Next, we also discussed how strategic investments in GenAI can lead to significant cost savings, particularly through case deflection. We also looked at the impact of GenAI on key success metrics, highlighting how it enhances customer satisfaction and retention as a whole. And finally, we emphasized that there are multiple ways to calculate ROI. Choose one which is tailored to your business needs and goals. With that, we bring this episode to an end. Thank you again, Patricia, Divanshi, for sharing your valuable insights, industry experience on analyzing ROI and business outcomes for GenAI and customer support. I'm sure a lot of the audience members will find it valuable. It's definitely clear that understanding and leveraging these metrics can unlock tremendous value and drive significant improvements in our industry. For our audience, thank you so much for tuning in. In case you have any questions or feedback related to the episode, we'd love to hear from you. Feel free to reach out to us at customerserviceshow@searchunify.com or visit our website to know more. Until next time, thank you so much for tuning in. Stay curious, stay inspired, and keep supporting your customers with excellence. We'll catch you in our final episode of the Customer Service Show very, very soon. Take care, everyone.